Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rightika. I'm your host, Elena Vasquez, and this is the podcast where we take a deep dive into the global pulse of film and television rights. I'm really glad you could join me today because we have quite a journey ahead, exploring two very different but equally fascinating sides of the market. First up, as always, we'll be breaking down our global top 10 list. We're looking at the heavy hitters making waves this week, from the incredible new star-studded Paul Thomas Anderson film starring Leonardo DiCaprio to the animated blockbusters that, well, every buyer has their eye on. But after that, we're shifting focus to our special segment, the Rightika Top 5. And this week, we are zooming in on one of the most dynamic and, frankly, powerful markets right now, Turkey. We'll be analyzing massive hits like Bahar and Inci Taunaleri, or Secret of Pearls, and uncovering the hidden markets where these titles could absolutely thrive. So, if you're ready, let's get started and see what gems are waiting to be discovered in the world of content this week. Welcome back to the Global Circuit, where we track the pulse of the international film and television rights market. We're kicking things off with our weekly Global Top 10, a snapshot of the films making the most noise at the box office right now, and more importantly, where the opportunities lie for buyers. All right, let's dive in. Kicking things off at number 1, and this is a big one, One Battle After Another. It's already pulled in an impressive $48.5 million worldwide. Rights are held by Warner Brothers, and with a lineup that includes director Paul Thomas Anderson and stars like Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn, well, the pedigree speaks for itself. It's currently out in the US and Europe, but for buyers, this is where it gets interesting. Asia is a high-potential play, though the political themes might require a careful touch with censors. Latin America, however, could be a slam dunk on DiCaprio's name alone, a powerful prestige picture with proven commercial appeal. And now for a complete change of pace. At number 2, we have Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. This is a franchise play from DreamWorks and Universal, currently sitting at $19.4 million. For anyone in the family entertainment space, this is a title to watch. It's a known IP with a built-in audience. While it's already in a few territories, the big money is waiting in untapped markets like Latin America and Europe, where major animated titles consistently overperform. This isn't just a movie, it's a consumer products engine waiting to happen. Holding strong at number 3, the anime powerhouse Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. This film's performance is staggering, with a global total of $602.8 million. Sony and Crunchyroll have the rights, and they have a phenomenon on their hands. It's a textbook case of eventizing a theatrical release for a dedicated fan base. The key opportunity here? Europe and Latin America, where the anime fan base is large, vocal, and growing. This is a guaranteed performer for distributors who understand that audience. Moving into darker territory at number 4, it's The Conjuring: Last Rites. The final chapter in the core Warren saga from Warner Brothers, a much tougher story at number 5 with The Strangers Chapter 2. From Lionsgate, it's posted a domestic take of just $5.9 million against very poor reviews. This is a challenging acquisition. With those numbers, its future internationally is likely a direct-to-streaming or VOD play, targeting only the most hardcore slasher fans in markets like Europe and Latin America. A cautionary tale, perhaps. At number 6, we have a fascinating genre blend, Him. a sports horror film from Universal and Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions. It's at $21.2 million worldwide. The key selling point here isn't just the film, it's the Monkey Paw brand, which promises a certain kind of elevated, socially conscious horror. That's the angle for international buyers looking to tap into untapped markets in Africa and Asia, where the combination of sports and horror could be a unique draw. Coming in at number 7 is The Long Walk. A Stephen King adaptation from Lionsgate, directed by Hunger Games veteran Francis Lawrence. It's earned $35.8 million. This has all the hallmarks of a successful young adult dystopian thriller. The real opportunity lies in Asia, specifically markets like Japan and South Korea, where similar survival game narratives have a huge following. A very compelling package. For a dose of British aristocracy at number 8, we have Downton Abbey, the grand finale. From Focus Features, this reliable performer has brought in $77 million. This isn't about chasing a new audience, it's about serving a loyal global fan base. There's still room for growth in select markets in Africa and the Middle East that cater to adult, drama-focused audiences. An elegant and dependable earner. Now, an interesting entry from India at Macround. They call him OG. An action crime drama from DVV Entertainment. While the global box office isn't fully reported, its performance in India is massive. We're seeing a huge trend of regional Indian cinema, like RRR, breaking out globally. This fits that mold perfectly for buyers targeting the diaspora and mainstream action fans in Europe and the Middle East. Definitely one to track. Despite starring Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, this Sony picture has grossed a modest $14 million. It comes from the brilliant indie director Kogonada, so this isn't a wide theatrical play. This is a classic art house acquisition for a curated streaming platform or a specialty distributor looking for a prestige picture. The value here is in the talent and the critical conversation, not the ticket sales. And that's our global snapshot for this week. A market dominated by franchise power, genre films, and a few fascinating international plays. Up next, we're zeroing in on one specific market. This week, we're unpacking the top 5 hidden gems available for acquisition out of Turkey. You won't want to miss it. All right, for our first deep dive, we're heading to a global television powerhouse, Turkey. The market there is booming, with over $500 million in exports last year alone. The title I want to unpack is a fascinating case study called Bahar, which translates to blooming lady. First, the pitch. The logline is immediately compelling. A housewife's resurrection sparks a journey back to her abandoned medical career amid family turmoil. It's a high-concept drama from the respected production house MF Yapım for broadcaster Show TV, and it's anchored by a powerhouse lead in Demet Evgar, who is a Golden Butterfly Award winner, Turkey's equivalent of an Emmy. So right away, you have a strong concept and proven talent. Now, the analysis. From a buyer's perspective, the upside here is significant. First, the themes are universally resonant. Second chances, family dynamics, and female empowerment. The data paints a clear picture here. This story is a perfect fit for the global 25 to 45 female demographic. The most powerful data point is its direct comparable. The Korean series Dr. Cha on Netflix, which had a very similar premise and pulled in over 50 million views. Bahar is Turkey's answer to that proven success. Add to that the fact that Turkish dramas now have a global viewership of nearly 1 billion people, and you have a title with a massive built-in appetite. But every deal has its complexities. And for Bahar, the main caution for a buyer is the U.S. market. Penetration for Turkish dramas, while growing, is still developing. This isn't a guaranteed slam dunk stateside without the right strategy. For broad appeal in North and Latin America, a high-quality dub is a non-negotiable investment. You can't rely on subtitles alone for this one. And finally, the verdict. My take? This is a strong streaming play. The data shows 80% of Turkish television exports now go to SVOD platforms, and Bahar is tailor-made for that binge-watching environment. The ideal buyer is a major global streamer looking to strengthen its international drama library. As for a rollout strategy, the primary targets are Latin America, where the telenovela format makes this an easy fit, and the Middle East. A secondary push should target European markets with a significant Turkish diaspora, like Germany and Spain, to build initial buzz. The final verdict. This is a high-potential, medium-risk acquisition. It's a powerful, female-led drama that, with the right platform and a marketing campaign focused on its universal themes, could become a major global hit. Next up on our deep dive into the Turkish market is a very different kind of series, one that leans heavily into prestige drama. The title is Inci Taneleri, or Secret of Pearls. Let's start with the pitch. The logline is pure classic drama, a freed prisoner's quest to reclaim his life and family after a wrongful accusation. But what makes this a priority title is the creative force behind it, Yilmaz Erdoğan. He's a Venice Film Festival nominee who not only directs, but also writes and stars in the series. This is auteur-driven television. The rights are held by a major player, Canal D International, which tells you this is a top-tier production. Moving to the analysis, the upside on this title is rooted in its prestige and market position. The most significant signal for any interested buyer is this. Secret of Pearls was the lead title in KDI's entire catalog at NATPE Budapest this year. That means it's the show the distributor is putting its full weight behind. The themes of justice and redemption are incredibly powerful and universal, fitting perfectly into the crime drama genre that travels so well. The potential ROI is high, with the data showing that 60% of Turkish drama exports land in the key markets of Latin America and the Middle East. Now, the main caution for buyers isn't commercial, but contextual. The series touches on sensitive crime themes, which may require careful handling or edits for more conservative markets. And while reviews are technically mixed, they also praise the show for its depth and societal reflection. So, this isn't light viewing. It's a substantive, thought-provoking drama. So here is the verdict. My recommended strategy here is a hybrid TV and streaming distribution. Its high ratings in Turkey prove it can work for a traditional linear broadcaster, but its auteur quality and complex themes make it an ideal prestige play for a major streamer looking for a high-end international original. The primary acquisition targets are, without a doubt, Latin America and the MENA region. The U.S. represents a strong secondary streaming market, alongside European territories like Germany, which has a large built-in audience. The final verdict. This is a prestige acquisition. It's less of a broad four-quadrant show and more of a high-quality, award-worthy series for a discerning buyer. For platforms looking to make a statement in the international drama space, Secret of Pearls is a prime candidate. Our third case file from Turkey is a more traditional family drama that presents a very different kind of opportunity for buyers. The series is Sandik Kokusu, which is being marketed internationally as I Am Mother. Let's start with the pitch. The logline is straightforward and classic, a betrayed mother's journey to rebuild family ties. This is a core genre piece from O3 Media. The real assets here are the well-known lead actresses. You have Ozgi Ozpirinci, who international buyers will recognize from the global hit series Woman, and the veteran, award-winning actress Demet Akbag. That's a strong, bankable cast. Now for the analysis. The primary upside for I Am Mother is its safety. The theme of family reconciliation is universal and a proven seller, particularly in the MENA region and Latin America. The star power of Ozgi Ozpirinci provides a valuable marketing hook and a degree of built-in recognition. However, buyers need to be candid about the red flags on this title. The reviews are a significant concern, with a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb and specific criticism of a childish plot. Its local performance was only moderate, meaning it wasn't a breakout domestic hit. And perhaps most critically from a practical standpoint, the data indicates there is currently no screener available for international buyers, which is a major hurdle. So, what's the verdict? This is not a tentpole series or a prestige play. This is a library acquisition or a volume deal. It's a reliable, if unremarkable, piece of content for a buyer needing to fill a specific, family-friendly slot, perhaps in a broadcaster's daytime schedule or as part of a streamer's deep catalog. The distribution strategy should focus almost exclusively on markets where this genre is a guaranteed fit, MENA and Latin America, with a secondary focus on European markets with a strong diaspora. The U.S. market, as the data suggests, is a low to medium probability at best. The final verdict? This is a low-risk but also likely low-reward acquisition. The play here is to leverage the famous cast in a marketing campaign focused on family values, and to acquire it at a price that reflects its status as a dependable, middle-of-the-road library title. All right, our fourth case file is a perfect example of a modern, youth-focused Turkish drama built for the streaming era. The title is Sakla Beni, known internationally as Lost in Love. First, the pitch. The logline hits all the notes for a classic romance. Childhood promises clash with new love in a tale of fate and passion. It's a drama/romance from OGM Pictures. But the most critical asset for this title isn't the plot, it's the stars. The leads, Uraz Kaygalaroglu and Cemre Baysel, have a combined social media following of over 6.6 million people. That's not just a cast, that's a built-in global marketing engine. Now for the analysis. The upside here is exceptionally strong. That social media footprint is a game changer, especially for a series targeting a young adult audience. It provides a direct channel to millions of engaged fans. The genre itself, a passionate love triangle, is one of the most durable and exportable formats in the world. And this isn't just speculation. The series topped the Wit's influential list of trending shows in November 2023, meaning it's already been flagged by the industry as a title with major international potential. The data is clear: high popularity, positive reviews, and a high potential ROI. And here is the verdict. This is, unequivocally, a global streaming play. It's tailor-made for an SVOD platform like Netflix or Prime Video that needs a steady pipeline of binge-worthy, youth-skewing romance. The target markets are essentially global. The US, Latin America, the MENA region, and Europe are all prime targets, with the data even pointing to Scandinavia as a potential next frontier. The marketing strategy writes itself. Build the entire campaign around the two stars and their massive social media reach. My final verdict? This is as close to a turnkey hit as you can get in the international distribution market. It has the genre, the stars, and the digital footprint to succeed almost anywhere. For a streamer looking for a low-risk, high-reward global romance, Lost in Love is a top-tier candidate. And for our final file this week, we're looking at a genre that is more relevant than ever, the social satire. The title is Curly Sapeti, which translates perfectly to dirty laundry. Let's start with the pitch. The logline is fantastic, and it immediately tells you everything you need to know. Behind closed doors, maids expose the dirty laundry of the rich. It's a comedy drama from powerhouse producer Med Yapım. In today's cultural climate, this upstairs-downstairs theme is a global commodity. Think of the success of The White Lotus or Parasite. The concept alone is a huge international selling point. Now for the analysis. The primary upside, as I said, is the high-concept premise. Stories that explore class divides and wealth have a built-in, intelligent global audience. The series also features a cast of respected Turkish actors, led by the award-winning Ayça Bingöl, which lends it credibility. However, a great concept is only half the battle, and the data here raises significant execution concerns. The reviews are weak, with a 5.4 out of 10 on IMDb. The biggest risk for a comedy drama is always translation. What's funny in one culture can fall completely flat in another. Its local performance was only average, and like one of our earlier titles, there's currently no screener available, which stops any potential deal in its tracks for now. Interestingly, the suggested strategy here is traditional TV distribution, and I agree. This kind of character-driven dramedy can perform very well in a weekly linear slot, building an audience over time rather than relying on a streaming binge. The marketing should lean away from broad comedy and heavily into the social commentary angle, positioning it as a sharp, relevant satire. But here's my main takeaway. This title might be as valuable for its format rights as it is for the finished tape. The concept is strong enough that it could be a fantastic foundation for local remakes in different territories. My final verdict: this is a high-concept, medium-risk acquisition. It's a gamble on a brilliant idea that received a mixed reception. For a broadcaster looking for a solid weekly dramedy, it's worth a look once a screener is available. But for a global production company, the real prize might just be the format itself. And that concludes our deep dive into the Turkish market. A look at 5 very different shows, from prestige dramas to youth-focused hits. Each one offers a unique opportunity, proving just how dynamic that territory is right now. And that's our deep dive for this week. 5 distinct opportunities, each with its own set of strengths and strategic challenges, giving you a clear picture of the vibrant Turkish content market. But analysis is just the first step. For those of you ready to move from insight to action, you can find, evaluate, and begin negotiations for all the titles we've discussed today on the premier global marketplace for content rights, Rightika. That's Rightika. It's the platform where these deals get done. Thank you for tuning in to the Global Circuit. If this analysis was valuable to you, please take a moment to subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. It's the best way to help other industry professionals discover the show. Join us again next week as we turn our focus to the rapidly evolving landscape of FAST channels and the specific content acquisitions that are driving their growth.